What time is it over there again?
That's funny because you just dropped out. Hey, the time is 1:27 p.m.
1:27 p.m.
1:27 p.m.
And it is a Friday afternoon in Melbourne, Australia adjacent, right?
It is. That is correct, yes.
Yes. And right now it is 10:28 p.m. on a Thursday, the day before.
New Jersey?
In New Jersey, in Sopranos country.
That's why dinosaurs don't exist no more.
Wasn't it a meteor?
They're all meat eaters. Meteor. Take it easy.
That's not a joke. That's usually the only way I can say it.
That's fine. Look, I totally understand because I've actually been watching The Sopranos lately.
Vito, where the fuck is my Tupperware? Keep your shirt on. My wife's bringing it down this afternoon.
I've seen it, but like I haven't seen it in a long time. And the last time I saw it, I don't think I was old enough to like appreciate it.
Let me ask you a question. Why do pissing, shit, and fucking all happen within a 2-inch radius?
Everybody asks that, Paulie. There's no answer for it.
They're all sources of pleasure, though. Get the fuck out of here.
Also, the fact that I went to the high school the Sopranos kids go to, West Sussex. That's why I say I'm from the Sopranos country. Is the only like global latch on to this area. I live in a very suburban area. I'm telling you about where I live before I even tell my name. I'm Dan.
That's nice to meet you, Dan.
Nice to meet you too, Samuel. I am Dan. I'm 25 years old. Born in Venezuela. Kind of grew up a little bit all over the place. But I reside in New Jersey. And we shall see how long I reside in New Jersey for. But life comes at you quick, you know. Samuel, how about you? Samuel D.
Samuel JD. That's look. I myself look before all this shit. I would like doing night shift logistics, which is a horrible job to do, and I don't recommend anybody do it.
That sounds
in
awful.
Their lifetime. It is. The only good thing about it is that you can listening to music and being on open road with no traffic is actually very soothing for the soul in some weird way. It feels like it's only you on the road, you and the music, which sounds really weird, but no one's going to watch this, so who fucking cares?
Well, you see, the thing is that if you wanted to edit this out at some point, you can.
I'm all about going at it completely like honest. And for the record, before all that night shift logistics, what I was saying earlier is that I was previously filming musicians who were touring through Australia and putting together content for their social media accounts.
That's me. See? Look at that. Remember this cunt? Billy. Yeah, Maggie.
So Australia doesn't have the biggest music scene, but I've always been really into it. So whenever that's right. So it's we only have like 5 major places that musicians tour whenever they come to Australia. 5 capital cities that they usually hit up, which is along the east coast. Then you've got Adelaide, and very minimal you'll get Western Australian kind of put in there, just because it's like the other side. It's like being on the other side of United States from you. You know?
Yeah,
and there's just no towns in between, so they don't make any money doing it with buses or anything like that. The music scene's completely different here, so it's just one of those things.
You see, the New Jersey music scene, I don't want to dwell too much on it because I want to get to some of the topics at hand, but it's a very lively scene. It's always been very belligerent. The first word that comes to mind is belligerent. You had the Misfits are from here. Like Lodi, they're from Lodi. You got Jersey Club, which I'll tell you a little secret. Don't ask people what's your favorite Jersey Club song. Most people don't know a Jersey Club song. They just know what Jersey Club sounds like.
That kick pattern. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna let you.
I'm from the other side of the world. All right, let's just get that.
That's
clear.
the concept of the show, by the way.
So I don't know what the Jersey Club is. Is that some RSL? RSL is like a pub that like veterans go to.
It's the weekly crosswords and cards catch-up at the Ballarat RSL.
They get a free veteran card and drink.
Jersey Club is a genre of music. It's a genre of music where it's basically like, okay, Baltimore Club from Baltimore, the city, in Maryland. It's south of Jersey. Pull up a map of I'll have a map of Australia next to me while doing this. You should have a map of the United States so you can have a frame of reference, because like people always forget, and Americans specifically do this, is that we just assume people know exactly what we're talking about geographically. It's like, yeah, 200 miles to the left of me, down in Morgantown, Pennsylvania, from left of Philly. That's all those directions are real, by the way. Yeah, Morgantown is about 100 miles left of Philly. But the point is, do not think that I can speak for all of America. I can speak for a very specific section of New Jersey, and my opinions as a 25-year-old who's been on the internet since he was 12.
Okay.
That is more or less where I'm coming from with most things. That being said, what are your favorite albums of the year so far?
Holy shit. I haven't really done much homework for this, man. It's been a huge year for hip hop. The latest gig that I went to, so that kind of comes to mind first, is this EDM producer from Melbourne. He's a local dude, but he's starting to pop off lately. His name's Willerus K, and what I'll do is I'll attach a small clip from the actual show just so you can get an idea of what it's like. Here we go. We'll do that right now. So that's Willerus K, and the show was awesome, and he does really great EDM where he utilizes the bass as a synth, which is so like you've still got the thud going on, but then the synth and it's hard to explain unless you actually listen to the dude. But my favorite album of the year so far, everyone's been going on about J.I.D. and Kendrick. I think my favorite song of the year was actually, I've got a chicken in my fucking study. One sec. Shit.
It's okay. Keep the chicken around. It'll be a conversation piece.
Come on, get the fuck out. Out. Good. Okay. Favorite album. Would have been great if we got Donda 2.
Money walks.
Who they waiting on? That's Pablo.
Because I liked where that was going despite the backlash it got.
I mean, like, the Donda 2 rips I've heard, right? I am let's just say I'm kind of glad it's not as easily accessible as maybe it deserved to be, Donda, I like Donda. Last year's Donda was fine. It was more than fine. I thought it was great. It was a little bit of...
He put a lot into that. A lot into that album.
Yeah, without dwelling too much on an album from the previous year, when should we talk about this year? I thought that compared to Donda 2, Donda's towers above. But Kanye right now,
He's been locked out of his Twitter account now, the platform suspending him after an anti-Semitic tweet. That tweet said, quote, "When I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people."
Touchy subject. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah,
we'll tackle that episode 3. We can't do a pilot.
There's a whole podcast there. There's a whole podcast.
There's a whole episode there on that one, my friend. Nice.
I get it. And as someone who hasn't actually listened to much of his earlier stuff, like the Graduation albums all the way through or anything like that, I've heard the singles.
Yeah.
I got onto Kanye when I was working at a record store.
We've got something for everyone. Check it out now.
Hello and welcome to the Record Bar at JB Hi-Fi Hurstville. My name is Daz. We're here in the heart of Hurstville. Yes, the most wonderful place in the world, which is like Disneyland on crack.
Because I was into metal music for a long time, but I got into Kanye when I was working at this record store, and everybody got to pick an album that would get played throughout the day.
Hey, let's sing those birds. Okay. I got a brown. Anybody got brown?
Brown. No.
Orange. Oh no.
So it would force us to listen to everybody else's tastes in music, and I got to know Frank Ocean when Channel Orange dropped through that, and I thought it was fucking incredible. At first I thought it was fucked because I was listening to that Super Rich Kids and I didn't understand hip-hop, so I'm listening to fucking Earl Sweatshirt going, man, this guy sounds like he's about to fucking hang himself.
You can't imagine. We are the Zanny Nash and Caddy smashing, Bratty assy, Matty snatched his daddy's jag and used this shit for batting practice.
And then little did I know, after listening to like a few years later when he released I Don't Like Shit and I Don't Go Outside, I was like, fuck, this guy does want to hang himself. But he's channeling it into his art and actually making something that other people can actually feel how he feels through. And I fucking loved that album because of that. And it kind of all branched out from working in that place, man, you know.
Speaking of Earl Sweatshirt, he's probably one of my highest honorable mentions, and I'd probably even say a little more than honorable mention with the sick exclamation point.
Yes sir, think I already feel it. Sweatshirt, cause you know our revenge is best served. Cold dish.
There were some very quick, hard-hitting, emotive, sludgy is the word that comes to mind.
Yeah, I loved that album. I want to see if I can actually bring it up, and because that was one of my favorites for the year, and it completely went over because there's been so much that's come out this year, man. It's
and like Earl Sweatshirt for me, he's always been that guy just to go straight for lyricism. Doesn't really spend too much time trying to be fancy.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna write poetry, I'm gonna grab a microphone, and I'm gonna say it. And that's it. I don't need to do anything more than that. And a lot of recent albums have been doing this. It's just the unexpected bass on some of these tracks.
You know what it is. Don't overreact. I'm 26.
Heavy, piano laden, but when there's a low rumbling earthquake, you know, it just fits the vibe of so many of these rappers. And a couple more honorable mentions I have would probably be Yeat, Too Alive. And if you like bass that's really a synth or vice versa, you would like Yeat. Yeat is the absolute best talent of the mainstream in maybe the last, maybe since Young Thug, maybe since Playboi Carti.
Yes,
I'm gonna say that since Playboi Carti's Die Lit era to the Whole Lotta Red era, Yeet right now. Y-E-A-T. Yes.
Y-E-A-T.
Now, I gotta say, 2 Alive, not as good as his last album before it, which was Up To Me. Up To Me is a lot better. Is a lot better. I feel like on 2 Alive, he kind of got a little complacent maybe, which isn't good, especially this early in your career. Other than like, let's move past the honorable mentions and get to the actual good stuff, you know?
Well, I mean, Earl Sweatshirt happened early in the year. That was January. So the next big one that came out from after that, I mean, FKA dropped an album the same day. Capra Songs.
Let's talk real quick. Let's talk about that. Do you have opinions on that one?
I didn't actually get around to listening to it, man. I got a lot of homework, so I'm keen to hear your thoughts on it, though. I'll write down some notes, and that way it can give me some things to listen to. So I've got Yeet so far, but just give me an album from Yeet or a song
from Capra Songs, from FKA Twigs. Absolutely killed her mixtape. It's a mixtape. She built that as a mixtape. I don't know, whatever. What it doesn't matter what you call an album nowadays. But like this mixtape is so. I said the word. I gotta find a better word than lively. I already used lively. Riveting, sensual, colorful.
She's always been very sensual with her.
Yes, she's always has. But on this one, it's like she's actually. Someone said, okay, so one of my best friends, she said, it's like FKA Twigs sounds like she's finally making music for people who also go outside. And that's exactly it. It's her style, her eclectic kind of in the shadows veil vibe, but at a nightclub. Like, listen to Minds of Men.
Down, troubles. Lay your troubles down and your heavy crown. Take your troubles off.
Minds of Men really just that's it. Yeah, that's the song. If you're gonna listen to a song off that album, it's Minds of Men. Minds of Men. The drum patterns skitter in this dance that's just wonderful. Oh man. So I think the thing that's great about Capra Songs is that it kind of captures a trend of people loosening up a little bit after being cooped up in a pandemic for a year and a half. And because every single album I feel like came out in 2022, from The Weeknd's Dawn FM to even the one I want to talk about next, which is Pusha T's It's Almost Dry, they all seem to have come from a place of, I'm sitting around, I got nothing to do.
Well, yeah, a lot of people were doing that throughout COVID, I think.
Yeah, and there's like, but it's a nothing to do that's not fun. I can't accomplish anything. So they, in this case, I feel like FKA really captured the reckless abandon that kind of developed this year, in the sense that it's like, screw it, I'm gonna go to a club. It's a Tuesday, but let's just do it. It's a Wednesday, but let's just do it. Like, you know, it doesn't matter.
Definitely.
I'm gonna throw it back to you for a second. Tell me an album, and then before I get to the Pusha T album.
Wasn't really. I mean, Lupe Fiasco released a new album this year, which was it was good.
Headshots, cut off all my dreadlocks. I ain't want a head wash no more. What you mean headshot? Nigga said headshots. Nigga like a helmet with a GoPro, but I mean go 13 genius cause the verse mean. Remember we earthlings, nigga. Can you put that in slow mo? Hope so. Headshots.
Good. I mean, but the thing is, he doesn't get a lot of help from many other people these days because he likes to run his mouth off everywhere else. There's heaps of fucking videos that he released on, like, I'm pretty sure it was either Twitch or YouTube or something like that, of him just name dropping about Kanye and all the shit that was going on behind the scenes when he did that fucking collaboration with him and all that kind of shit.
Do you want a lawyer?
No. On the flip side of that, what niggas didn't see was on the other side, on the industry side of shit, the non-public side of shit, everybody was helping Kanye. Everybody. Well, not everybody, but there was a bunch of motherfuckers helping Kanye. Right? Which is, I think, something that doesn't get told a lot. Whether it was niggas writing his raps, niggas helping him with music, niggas helping him with deals, all kinds of shit. So Kanye is a product of a bunch of niggas.
But he released this track called 100 Chicagos.
Generating Zen with some nice sword practice. Rest in peace, Verge. LV is Vice Lord backwards. A simple flip of the monogram. That ain't shit. I had similes on my sonogram. A mama's man. Before I was born, I was doing reconnaissance. My baba taught me how to chop a nigga with my chopper hand.
And it's one of my favorites yeah, definitely one of my favorites of the year. Very minimal. There's no drum track. It's pretty much just keys and ambience, and it's him just fucking dropping that word salad that he was very famous for. He still got it, and he doesn't need help from many of the big players. He just pretty much does it all himself. Still repping Chicago. The other one that I really enjoyed, I didn't really enjoy it as much as everybody else went on and on about it, but Denzel Curry's Melt My Eyes, See Your Future was a really good.
That's very solid.
Myself and I like daylight, got in touch with my soul, trading softly on the path down the rockiest road. Life isn't ice cream without monopoly dough. The property grows in value.
Look, but I love the special edition where they did a bit more of a funkier, jazzier kind of version of the whole album, where it's almost like he's playing it in some fucking smoky jazz bar or some shit, or it's like a tiny guest concert that they've just attached to like the album. So it's really good. I didn't even know Cypress Hill released a fucking new album. Snoop Dogg released a new album. These all fucking flew right.
Bro, nobody's listening to Cypress Hill in 2022's new album. I cannot believe you just out loud said the words Cypress Hill released an album.
Are you fucking kidding me? They were like back in the day. Mexican. Oh, it's just
what does that mean?
I don't know. That's why I laugh. It's I don't know. They were the first. It's actually delving into an interesting topic here, man, because I know that 6ix9ine gets a lot of flack for saying the N-word.
I tell a nigga don't dick ride, don't blink ride, leave it
because he's Mexican and well. But I'm pretty sure Cypress Hill were one of the first people to do that because I'm
gonna tell you right here.
Insane in the Membrane, he's talking about, he says the M-word quite a bit, and he's Latino. He's.
It was a group of white kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm Latin, so I don't know.
You could pass off every now and then because sometimes you be looking white. Sometimes you be looking a little
light skinned, Latin. So
that's a blessing.
So what does that sit?
I'm gonna tell you something right here. In New York City specifically, New York City and Los Angeles, specifically those two. I cannot speak for anywhere else in between, but more in New York, there is sort of an acceptance of darker skinned Latinos who aren't white kind of have a past that is not universal and often nowadays questioned more and more. As it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say it. Let's just really quickly get that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I do know Latinos who do say the N-word who are a little darker skinned than me, but they're also not black. And that is, in my opinion, kind of risky. Yes, let's use that word. Let's use the word risky because it's the only thing I can describe as it's like, why are you in 2022 trying to fish that debate out of people every time you say it? Especially because at best you're gonna get a debate that's uncomfortable, that's already kind of been settled, you know? So, and here's the funny thing is that this very recently, Fat Joe came under fire for this because he used to say it a lot.
And we say nigga all day. And they think that's what's cool. So if they like, yo, what's up, my nigga? Oh shit, you a racist. You know they ain't really mean it racist. You know our sister ain't telling her, yo, what's up, my nigga, racist. She's saying, what's up, my nigga? You see what I'm saying?
And he still does. And he's like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't read past the headlines on this, so I do need to delve in a little deeper on this. But it's like, I thought I was black, is what he said. And I was like, that's the wrong answer. No, the right answer is I'm from New York City, and I thought that was okay. That's a less embarrassing answer. It's still the wrong answer. Don't get me wrong. It's still the wrong answer, but it's a less embarrassing answer because the majority of Latinos who aren't black do not like identify with blackness at all. Yeah. Like even the ones that, you know, like there's also a weird culture of like denying blackness, and this happens more in Dominican communities.
Actually starting discussions amongst Africans, amongst Caribbeans, amongst African Americans, amongst Black Latinos, when the ones that actually claim their blackness. Sorry guys, but some of you guys be like, I know black, imposible, I know black, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, I know black. Be looking just like me. Be having the same hair. I be touching it like, it's not the same, it's not the same. It's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I'd be like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca. I know no, nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, papi. I know black. No, black.
Specifically, Dominican, Puerto Ricans, a lot of island communities. It seems to be a trend where they'll be like, I'm not black, I'm Dominican, even though they're very clearly black. They got features that in the United States would define them as that. Yeah, it's kind of why I feel Cypress Hill back then, they just like, screw it, because, you know, we're not, the idea is that they're not white. That's where kind of that's where the opening started for us. It's like, well, we're not white and we're kind of darker skin and our hair looks closer to, you know, a little off, right? And we kind of misunderstood. That's my take on the whole thing, is that it's like, it's not okay that if you're Latino, unless you're an Afro-Latino, you shouldn't really say it. And if you do say it because you feel like you've earned it in some way, because there are some people who I would be less likely to call out on than like a suburban kid who goes to Catholic private school saying it.
Wait. Am I not cool enough for you? What's up, bro? Fuck you, bitch! Fuck you!
cool, bro. You have to work.
You gotta bleep one single word, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do it?
Yeah, you did it.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Should she stay up here, y'all?
No, please keep me up here. I got you. I'll try my best. I'm used to singing it like you wrote it, bro.
You sure?
I swear.
You got it?
I promise.
I'm probably more upset at that an actual gang member saying it.
Come here, little nigga.
And is that unfair? I don't know.
Look, I'll never know. I'll never know. I'm on a different fucking continent. I have no idea how the culture works. I enjoy black culture immensely. I love hip hop. I love watching Atlanta.
This dude, well, you can't spin with us yet, but then he goes and he plays Flow Rider.
No.
Back to back. So I calmly pulled him aside and I was just like, really, nigga? You actually said that? Yeah, man, I had to.
And this is all stuff and this is like most white people, man.
Tell him that Flow Rider story. It's so funny. You'll tell him. Oh, yeah, so I was at a station party and a DJ, friend of a friend, it was awful. And, it's a big event for the station and party's going and he's ruining it. So then he goes and he plays Flow Rider back to back. I had to go up to the booth, calmly take him aside and look him right in the eyes and just said, really?
They absorb this culture through music and through entertainment.
It is,
and this is why I liked JID, who released a banger of an album this year as well. But my introduction to him was with Earth Gang, with that song "Meditate" that they put out just before they all jumped onto the Dreamville. I think it was as they were jumping on the Dreamville. I'm not too sure, but one of the lines he said to it in it is,
okay, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga when it's time to be a nigga.
So he basically said that's pretty much saying that everyone wants to take on the cool, but no one wants to actually take on, everything else that comes with it, which is what we've earned and what we've actually had to go through in order to get the cool. So stop trying to get the cool. Stop trying to adapt the culture. Stop trying to take it in, and appreciate it, but it ain't yours, and I'm fine with that. I know that. I'm not trying to make it mine. I'm trying to put it out there and appreciate it, and basically put people who would normally like. This is the thing, man. I have friends who I used to listen to bands like Pantera and fucking Sugar. We used to go to metal clubs and metal gigs, just all that shit. That was our culture. So when I try and get them into listening to Kanye, and they're like, Kanye is someone who I used to fucking like. We were driving out to metal clubs in 2005, 2006, when he was releasing the stuff that's most considered to be some of the best in his discography.
Mm-hmm.
And we would hear it on the radio and be like, the fuck is this bullshit? This is bullshit. This is just like manufactured fucking consent. It's just made in a lab to fucking accommodate the fucking, to the general population, and that's just what gets put into your head from the counter side of everything. It's basically saying that Kanye is a fucking egotistical prick, but that's true, and that's fine. He's allowed to be an egotistical prick if he actually earns that. If he earns his way into that. I'm not saying that the latest stuff is fucking excusable, because that, as you said, that's another episode. But in terms of everything that goes on in his documentary and how he says I am a god and all that kind of shit, I fuck with that. I fuck with it because you have to be able to fucking harness your own power in order to actually do great things. Otherwise, you're just going to be sitting in your own shitty nappy because it's still warm, and you're just going to be like, hey, I'm happy here. I'm happy with with this small pile of shit that I've got, instead of actually trying to fucking branch out. Because if he did that, if he said I'm happy with this small pile of shit, Kanye would still be just producing beats for people and he'd just be on the fucking credits. That's it.
You see, I feel that the reason Kanye in 2022 says so many crazy things with reckless abandon.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
Shut the fuck up.
For his own reputation and the feelings of others is specifically because in 2004 to 2000, pretty much now, he has consistently shown anywhere from decent at music to beyond greatest of all time levels of music.
This is true.
And
this is
and because of that, it's specifically because we gave him so much praise on one thing that he thinks all his ideas are of that level. Now,
you're talking about My Beautiful Twisted Fantasy?
Yes and no. You gotta think beyond that. Think. That's a great album, classic album. I love it to death. Kanye West cannot be good at politics. It's fine. He doesn't need, he never needed to be. And you as a fan defending his politics and his statements that are clearly the same thing with Trump, where someone who's not even not good at politics, not familiar with it, when they give speeches, they kind of sound like this bag bouncing idea, emotion instead, right? That's because they don't know what, they've never done it before, but they think they can do it. And that's fine, but you can't be like, you can't see a D+ effort and be like, well, you got an A in the other subject.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
like everyone, you're talking about the dick riders. It's like that's
I hate the dick riders. I love Kanye. I love Kanye, but why? You don't need to defend his politics to love the man's music.
Look, I honestly think half the shit he says, and this is the thing, when stuff like when he says slavery was a choice, right?
We're well past that one, man.
I get
that's
that.
the thing that's crazy. We're so past that at this point.
I know, but to me, that's one of the craziest things he's said.
That's pretty up there, because it's like it's because like with no explanation, and it's like everything Kanye says, if you were to have him sit down and write it out and be like, prove your points in writing and tell me to them in writing, the ones that he could point out, right? He'd be able to write out 8, 9, 10 pages of examples. For example, Adidas stole my designs. He could probably, if he wanted to, show off 50 pages of Adidas stealing the designs and they'd be correct, right? If you ask him, hey, why is P. Diddy a federal agent working with the Jews? And you have him sit down and be like, write it out. Tell me why. You get the ramblings of a crazy man. And people forget that both can happen at the same time. And it's up to you as an intelligent human being to not be like, oh, well, he was right about this, he must be right about that.
Look,
yeah,
you're gonna hate where I'm gonna take this, but it's very relevant to something that's just happened recently. Now, okay, do you believe Kanye has said things that have hurt or damaged people?
Okay. Immediate circle of him, yes. I do think he's hurt his family. I do think he's hurt the people around him.
What about the stuff in public about, Lizzo and like, the Jews and
well, Jewish people. They see the thing about Jewish people is when he said that, all that stuff, and he specifically said the words, "I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." That's an insane statement to put in writing, man. And type out in your fingers and press send to millions of people. Dude, that's not a smart man.
I didn't even know that's what he did.
That's how he said it. That's how he said it. That's what I mean. It's not just vague references in music like a lot of rappers do. Don't get me started. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. Anti-Semitic rappers is a whole nother rabbit hole we don't have to jump down right now, but it's worth digging into because it's all over the place there. And Kanye said the words, "You guys have been trying to blackball me," and it was all public on Twitter. And think about this, right? Let's say you have these opinions, but you also have a multi-million-dollar business that is entirely reliant on people liking you. And you just alluded to the hate to actions that everyone knows resulted in the deaths of millions. You can take those strings, right? And you can make the argument he's hurting a lot of people by doing that. I don't think he's doing it any more than Jay-Z being like on the story of OJ. Being like,
"You ever wonder why Jewish people own all the property in America? This is how they did it."
Like, not more than that. It's the same bullshit stereotype of like my Jewish lawyer compliment. That's a very
but you want to look, it's very
compliment,
interesting. It's a very interesting thing you bring up there with how Jay-Z throws that into his song and how it kind of gets like praised because it's artistically weaved into something that's entertaining, and it
poignant,
and
very riveting.
And there's another message in there that kind of goes in with all that, so that you can kind of read it from multiple angles. Now, if Kanye actually went to the effort of actually doing all that instead of just, as you said, putting it into his phone and then just sending send.
The thing is that, like, I want to get back onto the topic at hand, which is albums of the year. And considering you just mentioned Jay-Z and we just mentioned big billionaire power stars, the Beyonce album. Renaissance.
Did not listen to it.
Oh my god. It's okay, so it's about an hour and 5 minutes. It's not super long, but it's a little more longer than like the usual like zeitgeist of the day, you know, where everything's like, 40 minutes max. It's a house album. It's a good house album.
So
it's thumpy. Very. It feels like this motion the whole time.
I feel you.
It's like, and Beyonce's vocal mixing on this, she's just it sounds like she's right in front of you the whole time. It's beautifully mixed vocally, yeah.
Whatever happened to the Carters? Weren't they going to do shit together? Like, or
I don't know.
Was that just a once-off thing?
That seems like it was a one-off thing. Honestly, I'm fine with that being a one-off thing. That fizzled out so quick for me.
It did, even though they got the Louvre for their music video and all that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's because it was low effort for what it could have been. I thought it was, I still have not talked about my singular album of the year so far, which is Babytron's Megatron.
Yo, man's in there telling shit. Vet with the trunk in the front like an elephant. Japanese fan, $1,000 medicine. Engine, it's a hella fit. Here when I'm revving it. Dog shit militia. You are not a member. Hitman caught 2 ops and they got popped together. I might play the new fit tomorrow, gotta watch the weather. Courtside Pistons game, I wear Crocs wherever.
Now you see, if this is gonna test your Gen Z taste buds, my friend.
Megatron.
I hate when you have an album you consider perfect because it's a lot harder to pick one song, you know.
So what's it called? Babytron.
Megatron. He's from Detroit. He was a scammer who became a rapper, and he raps about how he used to scam, and he's now rich, and he raps over Detroit techno beats. It's tremendous. Crocs and Walk. Do that one.
Crocs and Walk. Babytron, Crocs and Walk. All right. Give me a sec.
If I hear a sub, guarantee I got the Glock jump. Mirrors of the Swoobies or the purples, I don't rock hoods.
I'll have to take some time with that one. I like the music. Like, I like the instrumentals are good. He's just sorry.
Unique style, unique delivery, huh?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, if I can listen to Young Lean, I can listen to that.
Drain Gang. Honestly, the only one who impressed me this year, Drain Gang, was Blade.
Yeah, I get that. I don't really listen to many of them anyway. They used to be the Sad Boys or whatever the fuck they were called. I just went and saw Young Lean when he played a few days after New Year's. I'm pretty sure I told you he came over and he was gacked.
Yeah.
He had a wet towel on his head and he sounded like shit. Highlight of that gig was the tram ride home. What else? So, Babytron, Crocs and Walk.
The thing, and I should let you know, he was part of a group called the Shitty Boys. He still is, and
Shitty Boys.
Yeah, the Shitty Boys, and their album Trifecta, and they had a sequel to it, Trifecta 2, that came out, but Trifecta's infinitely better. That is probably my current album of the year, just because it's, 3 different guys going off each other's energy for 55 minutes straight. Oh man, I could talk about it forever. Every single song is, but that we'll talk about it for your homework. All right, you gotta
Sounds good.
I also, here's to give you my controversial opinion of the night is that I don't think Kendrick cracks my top 10.
Oof.
Take off your idols.
I don't think he cracks my top 10, dude.
Really?
Yeah. In terms of replay, in terms of genuine enjoyment, I think, and I know the vibes are different, and I'm going to get some flack for comparing it like this, but I preferred the Future album. I preferred the Young Nudie album. In the same vibe. I preferred the JID album, the Denzel Curry album.
I get what you're saying.
Kendrick, man, I get it. It was just so all over the place, that record, for me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The second half really did kind of go in different directions from where you thought it was going in the first half. But I really didn't like. Everyone going on. I don't think N95 should have been the fucking lead single.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't like it. I don't think it's that good of a song. And I really, really disliked his N95 Saturday Night Live performance.
I've long stopped watching Saturday Night Live, my friend.
He did a really good rendition of Father Time.
I was until my partners that figured it out without a father. I salute you. May your blessings be neutral to your toddlers. Crucial, they can't stop us. You see the mistakes. Till then, I give the women a break. Grown men with daddy issues.
Early morning wake ups, practicing on day offs. Tough love, bottled up, no chaser, no chaser, no chaser, no chaser, no chaser.
That he did, and that was a lot better. But yeah, it's I thought the songs that were actually really stand out are the ones that are kind of getting skimmed over by the people who want you to like pick a single.
Yeah.
Choose a single. So it's like, I don't know, tracks like Count Me Out, I thought was the standout of the album. It's the midpoint of the album anyway, so I think he chose it to be like that. I do think that
was the Vince Staples album this year?
She said, baby, keep me closely. Love it when you hold me. Know that I'm a real one. I don't do no ghosting. I know that you love me. You don't got to show me off to the world. Please hide me from the police. Everywhere you go, we
okay, yeah, that one's up there.
Ramona Park broke my heart. That was good too.
I like that. That one's good. I found that relaxing as hell at points. But it's also like just on the edge all the time.
I know. I know. There's a lot of stuff that came out this year that's hard to kind of make. Fuck. I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it. Getting too tired.
Yeah.
What time is it over there?
It's about to be 11:30. I was gonna like call it soon-ish.
Yeah.
But
all right. We're up to April pretty much in terms of like, because we're going through the list and everything that we've mentioned is pretty much.
Let me see.
Into April.
I mean, that's like more or less how I've been like doing it. The Megan Thee Stallion album.
Yeah.
I'm the motherfucking pen, people pay a bench rent to a trick daddy's only out here by now, nigga. Perkins, these bitches is popping, is potent. The shit they be tweeting, they gotta be smoking. Every nigga favorite, pussy get played with. I'm the type of bitch jealous hoes can't hang with. Next to the head of the bed, cause I'm flexible. He tryna come fit that dick in my schedule.
Traumazine. That's actually some. I cannot believe I went the whole podcast without mentioning that. Amazing. I think that may be my number 2. Yeah, I'm gonna say it firmly is my number 2. Because Traumazine, it's the other than Something for the Hotties, which is kind of like a B-side mixtape full of it was decent. Before that was Good News, I think was the name of it, of her debut label album. It was too poppy for me at points and it didn't really resonate with me, but it was still had some bangers. But this one had emotion and fight, just biting fight. Listen to A Gift and a Curse if you want a perfect example of just stomping on bitches, man.
Yeah.
Right there, pick it up, throw it back, drop that shit. Never go back and forth with a nigga. I'm too pretty, gotta stop that shit. I'm lit. How Casamigos, my pretty white toes, my natural afro, my neck and wrist froze. Yeah.
She is good.
Just look at my ass when I twerk.
Alright, I'll check it out. I'm putting it on the list now. So Megan Thee Stallion, Capra Songs, and Babytron and Yeet. Those are my homeworks.
Yeah. I think Yeet instead of Too Alive, listen to Life is most recent. That's better. That's shorter, better, and it's like it seems like he had more creative control. If that makes sense.
Okay. All right. I've written it down.
All right. Do you have homework for me?
Not specific to this year because I know that you keep up with a lot of stuff from this year. So let's just hold it up. Let's just hold it off with what we've got from now, and because we've got a lot of stuff from this year to still go through, man. So there's no point in going through any homework because the stuff that I want to lay out for you is stuff that is from the past. That's trying to link in my generation to your generation instead of vice versa, which is
cool.
Kind of what we're doing with going through the year this year, because that's more concurrent to you, you know.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I'll go through those albums. I'll listen to them while I'm on the road, and I'll let you know my thoughts next time we chat, which shouldn't be too long.
Okay.
Now that we've got this whole setup going, and like this is like, but yeah, I don't want to drag you out too long into the night, man. So we'll cut it there.
Okay.
And if you are keen to do this again, I probably could do another hour or two over the weekend at some point.
Let's do that. Yeah, I could squeeze it in the morning maybe at points. I'd have to see. Yeah.
And for that, I want you to try and get your phone
on a selfie stick. Yeah, I could do that.
And
that's the problem. Yeah.
Set it up.
Cool.
And then I'll get you to upload that video file and the recording of the session that we do, and I'll be able to sync it all up and cut it all together and put all the clips in and all the fun shit.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, I think I'm gonna stop recording. Right.
Okay, man.
Yeah, stop. Yes.